Hey guys, welcome to the College Heights Huddle. Yet another week right here. I'm Austin Rice here with Michael Givner Jr.
Hello.
We got a new set here today.
I'm not feeling it.
You're not feeling the new setup?
I'm not.
Why not?
I miss my claustrophobic space. I'm going to be so real.
Why do you miss that space?
There's no internet down here.
Do you need internet? You should know the game already, Giv.
I do know the game, but I need to be able to quickly go to my talking points.
Oh.
Remember, I have narratives to run.
We're not doing no narratives this week.
Yes, we are.
Except for WKU will win the NCAA tournament.
Not that much.
Both teams, women's and men's.
Oh!
That will happen, but
Nah. I can't see that.
that's my narrative for
But
this
the
week.
conference tournament, it's time to have some conversations.
Oh, it is. And we'll get to that in a minute. But that'll be a fun discussion. This was a good week for WKU basketball, men's and women's. Like, what a week.
This was a great week. The men's team started off with their matchup against Delaware. I'm not going to lie. It was ugly. It was really ugly. I don't know what they was doing in the majority of that first half. And then when they came out in the second half, the score said 41-0. So is this the largest comeback in WKU men's basketball history?
It might be. 41-0 is kind of crazy.
I'm just saying, like, it was 41-0. So at the end of the day, what does that tell us? That tells us that it might have been the biggest win in WKU basketball history. All joking aside, it was a big win.
For context, really quick, the broadcast messed up the score. It was 41-29, and then they ended up putting 0 for WKU. So I don't know what happened on their end.
Don't know what happened there, but it's okay. You know, they make mistakes.
We all make mistakes sometimes.
Some bigger than others, like that one. But WKU has been just absolutely on fire since Tegan Moore came back. 4 straight games of 20-plus points. He had 20 points in the game against Liberty. Joined by Newell, he also had 20 points. Tegan Moore also went, I think, 3 for 3 from downtown. That was absolutely massive. And we got to talk about the Liberty game.
Yeah.
Went into
Delaware
Lynchburg.
was a huge comeback win.
Huge comeback win.
Like
in
Myers
overtime.
had a great clutch free throws.
Hit a
crazy
clutch three
game. Yeah.
towards the end. But the game to talk about is the Liberty game. That's an undefeated Liberty team that has beaten every single conference opponent they played. I think only 3 losses on the season. Go in there and just absolutely manhandle them. You know, they're called the Flames for a reason. Got absolutely deep fried.
It was Liberty had been skating by their last few wins, but that's what great teams do is they win. Yeah, they win their close games.
First conference loss of the season. They were 15-0 beforehand.
And they just boat raced them. They walked in there and said, "You're 15-0. No one's perfect." In the words of Peyton Reed, our great sports writer.
21 points from Newell in that game. You know, Tegan Moore added 20. Just absolute domination. And then, mind you, the Hilltoppers have not looked too great offensively all season long. And then they go into Lynchburg and put up 94 points. This was also a must-win game for them with conference seeding and everything that was going on, because in front of them is Sam Houston, and there's a bunch of teams behind them in the conference race. So this was a game they needed to win. Liberty shot 56% from the field, but WKU it was the 48% shooting from beyond the arc, 10 of 21 from 3. That's how you win games, when you shoot at a high volume from beyond the arc. Only missed 1 free throw. Meanwhile, Liberty missed 12. So there's that.
The most shocking thing to me from this game was the fact that they controlled most of it. There was I think it was the 9-minute mark of the first half when they started, they took a lead and they just did not give it up.
Did not give it up.
They absolutely controlled this game. There were so many times where I was like, okay, Liberty's going to make a run, and they just didn't.
They went on that massive run after Liberty's big lead, and they never gave it up. They went into halftime with the lead and stuff like that. One stat to point out was, I mentioned this with Jake earlier, points off turnovers. WKU outscored them 21-6 in the points off turnovers.
They've been good at that in recent weeks in their transition offense. It has been really clicking for them. And when this team, especially I think Grant Newell, Tegan can have a good game, but if Grant Newell's also on right now, this team is deadly.
They're deadly. one of the hardest teams to stop in the conference, which is I'm shocking we're saying that. L.J. Hackman added 17 points.
He's also been playing really well lately.
Myers added 12. Murdick's added 10 and 5. Like, this was an all-around performance for this team. They played exceptional. And but the problem is that they'll have a big game like this, and then they'll be like, nah, we're done. That's it.
Yeah. They've done that a few times. They've gotten a few wins in a row, and they drop a clunker. And it's just like they have so much momentum. They got to keep this up. 2 straight home games just next week. You got to win both of those, especially if you want to end up with a top 2 seed. And the fact that we're even talking about this being a possibility, considering where we were at just a few weeks ago, is insane. Just unbelievable.
This is 4 straight wins. It is the longest win streak in the conference. But the team in front of them in the standings, Sam Houston, has a 3-game winning streak. Mm-hmm. Sam Houston has only lost 1 game at home.
Thing is, WKU beat them earlier in the season. We dropped 100 on them. They dropped 100 points on Sam Houston.
Sam Houston sits at 11-5 in the conference. WKU at 9-7. My way to look at this is if WKU is going to win their or make second place in the conference, they're going to have to win all 4 games the rest of the year. Sam Houston has looked too good at home. They've looked good all season.
And I mean, like, it's tough to say they'll win the last 4 games, but every single team they play is below them in the standings.
You're going to have to win all 4 games.
So you're not facing like another game against Liberty or like Sam Houston.
You're playing UTEP, you're playing New Mexico State, you're playing FIU, you're playing Missouri State. Those are all games you need to handle.
And the final 4 teams are like the very bottom of the conference, roughly around
second to last in the conference. New Mexico State third last in the conference, and then FIU and Missouri. Literally, they're all lined up with each other.
Then they barely beat Delaware.
All of those teams,
which is at the very bottom.
Exactly. Go on ahead and handle business.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to have to do. Otherwise, they'll have a lower seed. Kennesaw State, La Tech, Jacksonville State all sit at 8 and 8 right behind them. Missouri State and Middle Tennessee State, 7 and 9 in the conference. They could catch them. You do not want to be at the bottom having to play a Liberty or a Sam Houston in the conference when you could play somebody like a New Mexico State or an FIU, teams that you've beaten already. Go on ahead and, win these last 4 games. Go to 20-11. On the season, 13-7 in conference play, get that second seed, and control your own destiny. And in an attempt to make March Madness, look at it like this: you get the second seed, that makes it harder on Liberty because now they're not all alone as the the perennial threat. I will say this, however, Liberty loses out, Sam Houston wins out.
Yeah, I mean it's very unlikely, but it could still happen.
Sam Houston could be as high as the 1 or as low as like the 7 or 8 if they don't if they're not careful.
And that's the thing about Conference USA is the race is just so close. Like WKU, they're in the 3rd seed right now, but if they drop a couple games,
they're gonna be back where they started.
They're gonna have to be playing on Wednesday.
Like you'll beat a Liberty, they'll beat a Liberty team and then turn around and drop to New Mexico State, UTEP. It's like you can't lose those games.
No.
At home, you got to win your next 2 games.
Yeah, and that's what good teams do is they win at home. And they've been doing that in recent weeks. They dropped that one to Jacksonville State. But for them to get to where they want to be this season, you got to think you already beat Liberty. You've already beat Sam Houston. Both teams ahead in the standings. There's a real shot if you can run the table here to get into the tournament. And that's a conversation we were not having a few weeks ago.
Do not do what you did the year you made the tournament, which was they won 4 straight and then lost 4 straight. Or 3 straight, one of the 2, and then they won the tournament, so you want that. But you do not want to go into the tournament cold.
Yeah.
Finish out strong. You've already won 4 games. Keep it going. You got to win your next 2 games at home. Give the ball to Tegan Moore. Let him work. I mean, they've scored 80 in this 4-game winning streak. They scored 80 in every game. 88 against Delaware. 94 against Liberty. These are scoring numbers that you want to have as an offense. Yeah. And then they're holding the best team in the conference to 73 points. Delaware scored 87, which was a little weird. I'm not going to lie.
And, I mean, they played decent defense on them in the first game, too, against Liberty at home. It's just like their 3-point shooting was
out of this world.
Insane. I think they shot like 60%. And a lot of them were contested shots. Like
this time they didn't have the hot hand. New Mexico State's next. 6:30 on Thursday. This is like I said, you got to take care of business. They know what they need to do. Get the ball to Tegan Moore, get the ball to Grant Newell, get out their way. Grab rebounds. That's what I've been saying since I've started releasing my drops. Grab rebounds. Play good interior defense. Fifth straight win. Real simple.
This could be a very big trap game though. You're going off the high of, winning a couple games in a row, and you have the biggest win of the season potentially of the Plona era. Potentially,
I would argue this is his biggest win as head coach.
It's this one or not conference champion. I keep saying that as if he was the head coach. He was the assistant that year, but. Yeah, I think this is, as head coach, this is his biggest win.
It's his biggest win. I think that it's his most meaningful win. It's his biggest. And it truly, that win, because, you lose that game, then you go into these home games trying to regroup, make sure that, things are right. And then it's okay, we think that we've got it right, and now that we have to go on the road for our last 2 games. But you're on a 4-game winning streak. You just beat the best team in the conference. Now you have momentum on your side. You understand your identity as a team. You've got your best player back. You've got scores on the. You just got. It's all about playing defense, grabbing rebounds, stuff like that, and they can make a run in the conference. Just got to execute. That's really all it is.
And it's going to be cinema for the next few weeks because this team has turned into a very entertaining team to watch, and it'll be fun to watch them for the rest of the season. Now we got women's basketball. A good note again. 2 straight wins. That's kind of crazy.
It's new. It is definitely new.
It is new. It's a new feeling. But they have been playing some great ball, and I'm left wondering, they've had some injuries and everything, but they're playing with a level of effort that I just have not seen the rest of the season.
My iPad's not loading up. Why are we down here?
Because it's awesome. Because it's a great set. We have more room to operate.
I have no data either, so nothing's going to load.
It's basement time.
It's basement time. Come on now.
No.
You're a basement boy now.
No.
Come on.
I don't like this.
Speaking of women's basketball, they played great. They had a great start, against Jacksonville State on Saturday, and they did it again against Middle Tennessee. They got off to a crazy start. I mean, first quarter it was 9-6 after the first quarter, and then, you were like, okay, it's a rivalry game. Both teams are a little amped up. But then the second quarter, they just went out and just boat raced them. Took a crazy lead. I think it was double-digit to halftime, and then they extended in the third quarter. But that fourth quarter was very scary. Middle Tennessee got it down to 3, and I was like, oh, boy, here we go again. It's going to happen again. And they made a great – oh, my gosh. Listen. Sophomore guard, Salma. If Salma has one fan, I am that fan because, or whatever the saying is, because good Lord, she had the best game I've seen her. I know I've seen a lot of games this season. I'm sure she's had a better performance, but this one was the best that I've seen. She played out of this world, ended up with 20 points, and a lot of that was just down the stretch, hitting clutch free throw after clutch free throw. And they cut it to 3. She just responded with 4 straight free throws, extended the lead back, and just unbelievable. Also, Trinity Rowe just does what she always does. She's been probably the most consistent force, I want to say, this season in terms of scoring. She scored 18, had a great game. First quarter, she was going off in the first quarter, or the first half. She was a big reason why they built that lead in the first place. But this was the best game I've seen from the season. I'm sure Jacksonville State was their best defensive performance. But to be battle-tested in a rivalry game like they did, they cut it to 3, and you went out and you won that game, and you kept them from winning it. It was insane to see. And their defense showed up a lot in this one. They held them to 25% shooting in the first half, which – I haven't seen that yet outside of Jacksonville State in conference. Their defense reached a level I did not think they had, honestly. And I don't even know. That's just – it was just insane to watch because I was like, where has this team been? And Greg Collins, I thought his rotations were fantastic in this game. He made the right calls when he needed to. And it was great to see from him, because it's been a struggle this season. Not just from him, the whole season has been kind of rough, obviously, but it was good to see some fight out of this team.
My turn, London here.
Sorry, I had a lot of thoughts to say about this game.
This is all nice and good. All that you said is great. I'm glad that women's basketball is deciding to turn the season around at the end of the season when it's too late. It's too late. It's
not too late, though.
It is too late.
It's not too late. They still have a chance.
They are three. I want y'all to understand something real quick. This is 2 straight in a row, 2 wins in a row. They were 1-11 in conference play before these 2 wins. It's too late. Greg Collins, they're not saving the job now. It's not happening.
Listen, they could still make the tournament.
Why do we shake our heads? Why do we shake our heads?
It's not done.
Listen,
season's not done.
The season, I hate to be a pessimist, but you can't win games at the end of the season. You are 3-11. You are sitting at the you are the basement.
It's encouraging. It's encouraging to see them playing hard. What do me and women's
basketball have in common right now? We are both in the basement right now. They are in last in the conference. Do you know that they are 7-18 overall as a team? 3-11, 10 and a half games behind first place La Tech.
Listen,
2-11 on the road.
A little bit. We were talking about that they may be, statistically speaking, in terms of winning percentage, the worst team in
women's basketball history. Yes,
and they rattle off 2 wins, so they're not the worst team statistically now.
The fact that they are even close is already
Listen, this isn't the season we envisioned. Listen, at the beginning of the season, we thought, okay, they might take a step back, but they're probably still going to be good. You like some of the pieces, but it's good to see them fight because a lot of us thought this season was going nowhere, like in general, and it probably still is going nowhere. But 2 straight wins when everybody had them marked off as dead.
It's
encouraging.
Here's the problem. You need help to make the conference championship game or make the conference tournament. You need one of New Mexico State, UTEP, and Kennesaw State to get past. You need to pass 2 of those teams.
Yeah.
To make the conference tournament. You play none of them. You play 0 of those teams.
Go through their schedule rest of the season.
You played none of those teams. Last 2 games of February, Delaware and Liberty, March, Missouri State, and FIU. None of the teams you need to pass are on that or on your schedule, which means that you do not control your destiny to make the tournament, even as the lowest seed.
I think if you're able to go like 3-1 in those games, I think you should be able to go.
That's asking too much.
I don't know. After this 2-game stretch, they still have to win a road game. We have to see that because they haven't done that yet. But if you can win your home games and get 1 game that you shouldn't, they can make the tournament. And that would be encouraging. That would be a good sign.
The difference between the men's and the women's, though, is that they got these wins at home. This is one of the worst teams in college basketball on the road. They're bad.
Oh yeah, they don't win.
And their next 2 games are at home against. They're not that good, Delaware and Liberty, but they're still on the road where they have just underperformed. They are just shells of themselves on the road. So if they're going,
but they haven't been coming off a 2-game win streak. Whenever they've gone,
I need to see what they can do on the road. See, men's basketball proved themselves to me. They won at home, handled business at home, and then went on the road, took down Delaware in overtime.
The most impressive win.
Demolished win in their most impressive win in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Since their conference tournament run season, as Hank Pullen as the head coach, they got their most impressive win of the season, and at a time when they needed it the most.
If they beat Delaware on the road, that would show something.
They beat Delaware on the road, and then they lose at Liberty, close one.
Then you win out. You win your last 2 home games, and there's a chance.
They win both games on the road. I'll come on the podcast Sunday and be like, I was wrong. They're locked in now.
They're locked in now.
But this could all of this, bravado can be for nothing if they end up the teams in front of them just win.
They might just lose the next 2 games, and then Malone and Adriana are going to be on the podcast again saying, we're so disappointed. And this is, not what we wanted to see.
I want them to win out. I want them to make the conference tournament because if we go down, I want everyone to be able to, watch them play, even if it's just for a game. But just from what I've seen this season, it feels like it's far too late to try to turn it around now.
Listen, season's not over until it's over.
They say it's not over till the fat lady is singing. She's already done went through her warm up. She's done went through her major scales and stuff like that. All that. She's rising up on the stage.
There's 4 games left.
There's 4 games left. Oh my gosh. And we
Guys,
haven't even talked.
put your fours up.
We
Put your
haven't even
fours up.
talked tiebreakers. We haven't even
fours
talked
up.
tiebreakers. Let's go through the tiebreakers.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They lost to. Let's list the teams.
on,
It's
you
New
can
Mexico
take this
State,
mic if you
UTEP,
want.
and Kennesaw State. Okay.
I'll get on this side of you.
They lost to New Mexico State.
I can tell you the tiebreakers right now, Givner.
They lost to UTEP.
No, they beat UTEP.
I mean, they beat UTEP. Lost to New Mexico State.
yeah, I was about to say. He just looked in my eyes and lied to me. No,
Lost to Kennesaw State.
the only tiebreakers they need to worry about are UTEP and New Mexico State.
Yeah.
New Mexico State is ranked 11th in the conference. The
They
team
also have
Go
tiebreak-
through their schedule. Go through New Mexico State's schedule. Because
Okay.
if they just get even with UTEP,
Kennesaw
UTEP,
State-
they're gonna pass them.
Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State at home, and then they have La Tech and Sam Houston. They have
That's a tough schedule.
New Mexico State just lost to UTEP recently. That was the only win I was concerned about New Mexico State pulling out for the rest of the season, and they lost to UTEP. Oh, hi, I'm Malone. I'm the producer of the podcast and the women's basketball commentary writer, just by
UTEP
the
has
way.
Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State at home, and then they have March. They have Sam Houston and La Tech. So both.
I would love nothing more than to be able to go through all the tiebreaker scenarios in the last week. I would
From what I'm
love
reading,
that.
it's very simple. You have
Especially because we might go to Huntsville, so that would be
UTEP,
huge.
You need UTEP to lose out because like I said, I don't trust this team to win on the road.
And if they both make,
You need New
Yeah.
Mexico State to lose out. They
yeah,
have tiebreaker against UTEP.
yeah.
Let me also say this, Givner, just to kind of incept this idea, is that the women's basketball team, it's hard to predict what they're going to look like on the road because they haven't looked like this at home the whole season. This is basically a whole new team that we're looking at, and they could revert to their old ways. But listeners, viewers, and Michael Givner, they could do something new. Also, you were talking about Salma. This is her first 20-point game. It's the only, or it's the second 20-point game the team has had.
And you think I trust them to win out these last 4 games?
Salma did have a 20-point game at the very beginning of the season, but this is her first in conference play.
Yes, sorry, in conference, yes. It's only her and Zophie that have done it.
Honestly, take a seat at this point.
20.
I just
mean
wanted
to
to
tell
hop
me that-
on and say that there is more of a chance than Give is trying to
You have
provide for
played
them.
25 games this season and have mustered
Bye-bye.
2 20-point scorers.
A lot of people were writing this team off.
I know, and I'm still writing. I'm not over. Wait,
You're writing them off? Give. You can't be.
Okay,
So listen, they could lose the next 2 games, and then they're out of it. They're
Then I'm
done.
gonna come back on the podcast and just chew them out some more. But like, yeah, they won 2 games, but they are at home. I need to see what they look like on the road. When I'm watching that Delaware game, if I see Delaware up 43-5 in the second quarter, I'm just gonna
won't see that.
go back to watching Bridgerton or grinding comp and Marvel Rivals. I'm gonna be like, this ain't it.
Listen, overall, they're not a very good team. There's a reason they're 7-18 on the season, but what I'm saying is they have reached a level here that we have not seen, and they're peaking at the right time here as they go into the conference tournament. If they can get there, I'm not going to say they're going to win it. I'm not going to say they're going to do
I
anything.
feel
But
like the
to
time
get
of peak
there,
was earlier in the season though.
I mean, I guess, but like they could have laid down and died. They could have not won those games. They could have been like, "Oh, we're done this season." But they're making an effort here, and if they can win a couple games the rest of the season, they can make it to tournament. And even if they lose first round, that's encouraging. Not the best season you wanted,
This is
but
like
it's
Chris
encouraging
Paul
that
hits a
they
huge
made
three
it
to
there.
Cut the lead down to 42. I feel like, and like I said, if they win the next 2 on the road, and then they come back and they have
If they
their home
win
finale,
one, that would prove to me that they're like turning the corner.
But I just feel like that with how the conference looks.
Plus,
right
they're
now,
a very young team, so if they can get back a lot of these people next year, which transfer portal, you never know. But Zophie stayed, she's going to be gone, but they're going to get back a lot of these younger players, and they've been solid. They've gotten a lot better as the season went on. So, I mean, I would love nothing more
It's
for
hard
them to
not
make
to.
the tournament. Then we can go
As do I.
Then we can go to a Tuesday women's basketball game, and then go to potentially another women's basketball game on Wednesday, a men's basketball game on Wednesday, maybe one on Thursday, and that would be a huge trip for sports staff right there to go to Huntsville. Because I don't just want to watch men's. I want to see women's basketball there as well.
I need to see more from them. I gotta see more.
I do too. But I think it's encouraging, very encouraging, the fact that they're doing well in the last 2 games. And if they win on the road or something, it's at least interesting now to see the scenarios laid out before us. Before us, we were like, oh, they're done. But they need to make it count in the final weeks of the season. And I'm not going to say they will, but Greg Collins at least has it. There's some energy and momentum now. And that's something that could not be said for the rest of the season.
I'll take it. I give it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up so Malone doesn't have to edit like a 40-minute whole thing.
Hey, so it's Malone back here again, just to say that the audio for the second segment of this episode was corrupted. So this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you are interested in seeing more from the sports staff, you can always follow at herald.sports on Instagram for all the updates. And we hope to see you next week for the next episode of the College Heights Huddle.